that orange and put a jack-o'-lantern face on it?
What about that 1970s sway bar tech?
Yeah. So we haven't explained what we're actually trying to do today.
So, big thing that we're doing today is, unfortunately, the previous owner got bamboozled and someone traded him for his 308 or 323 posi for a 242 open differential, which is trash. But we are lucky that it is the nice 10 bolt, the 8.5 inch. So Summit was nice enough to provide us with a new carrier, new ring and pinion and bearing set.
Yay, Summit.
So we're taking the axle out to bring to a local shop, a good friend of Randy's down in Antioch. And after that, we're gonna put the right gears in it with the posi and get it prepped for a new clutch so that we can actually do a good comparison video of a before, of what the car should have been like stock. And then in the boxes on the other side of the garage here, we have a full UMI suspension kit that we'll be putting back in the car. But first things first is making sure it has a good set of gears that's not Bog City. Wisdom.
Safety first, kids.
That should give me enough room to get all the out. That's on the frame rail. That is fully engaged. You know, I don't know if this is the recall jack stand or not either.
You know, it's funny. I was just thinking the same exact thing.
Because I had them replaced once and then they recalled them twice.
Well, they were the same batch.
Yeah. And coming down nice and slow, hopefully. She's there. So we have it high enough that we can actually work on it, and we know that we can drop the springs. So our main plan of action is we're going to drop the springs from their perches, or sorry, their shackles, from the back and let the axle come down this way and pull it out from behind us. Now, if anyone would like to donate to the tool fund, this is my set of tools, which is very basic and very messy. So, excuse me for that.
An organized toolbox is the sign of a sick mind.
For the wives and women watching at home, this is what we describe as an organized mess. It looks like a mess, but we somehow know where everything is.
But that's why the ladies love us, because we're organized messes.
And we got the fake knockoffs here.
Yes.
See, that's only to get the hubcap off, to get to your normal 5-1. Now, one thing you never want to do with these F-bodies and unibody cars is when it's jacked up, never open the door. I'll tell you, you will never get it closed right again. They do not have the same chassis stiffening as newer cars.
Oh, there was 4 more.
Yeah, that's good enough, right? 4 or 5?
4 out of 5 ain't bad.
It's a little scary that I probably had this thing at 120 already. Didn't realize it.
I gotta barbecue your...
Sorry, Randy. We had to do a baseline.
Well, apparently the speedometer is way off because I thought I was cruising like 70 or 80, and then when I ran the numbers, I was like, uh-oh, that was not 70 or 80. Because it came with a 3-something at a factory and 242s. Like, I was driving down base thinking I was doing the speed limit of 30, and my wife was behind me in the Malibu, and she's like, you know you're doing 50, right? So that was almost a very bad day.
Once again, if you'd like to donate to our tool fund,
I have to have a hammer.
Click the link in the description below. Yes.
Now, Proposition 65 in California states that this might have cancerous materials in it. There, I think we covered the legalities for this state.
Luckily, we're in Mexico.
How does this disconnect now? Don't tell me you gotta take the whole thing apart.
So yes, when you have no idea what you're doing, take a picture.
Well, it's when you have a somewhat of an idea so that you know how to unmess up what you inevitably will later.
Notice he's taking a selfie right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Just one. So usually you can pull out, which it's not going to be happening. Okay. Yep. Called it. Here's one. And then this should just come. There's a spring there too. But that should just come off the front, down, back, and then out. Here's one shoe. Now cars are just like people. They have shoes too.
And feelings.
Sometimes. The only difference between cars and people is you can beat on a car but not a person. That's generally ill-advised.
The more you know.
Remind me on the other side to look for where this little buddy went. I know where that one went. Because this one's still stuck. Old, not old, but the early 2000s song, I got a feeling, ooh, that this thing is gonna be a pain in the ass. There we go. And there's the e-brake, which is just this little are you kidding me? That's where we don't lose any of these parts and pieces, and that'll be its new home for a little while. Now we just got to figure out how this bad boy comes out, which it seems it should just slide out when it was new 30 years ago. Neat.
It's aged pretty gracefully.
It hasn't aged terribly. Is that it? I think that might be it. A twist. And then another twist. So now we know why people just cut these off.
Well, brakes only slow you down.
Well, this is an emergency brake, so as long as your primaries don't work, you only need it in emergency situations. Okay. Now this. There we go. And now I can just pull it out. And basically what you do with it is this is held in with like a semi-cone. And when you push this over it, it holds the ends in enough so that you can just pull it out from the back end of your brake housing here. That side's about ready to be disconnected. Let's find out what size this bad boy is, and we can just take that off. Here's the lock nut, I think. Nope, that's just a cover. Nice. Now, the only reason why I'm putting myself in this corner...
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
...here is I have another vehicle that I like to keep in the garage, so you actually have just enough room to pull an axle out without having to basically take over an entire garage. So if your wife has her nice car in the garage and she complains to you that she doesn't want your project car taking over it, here's your proof that it doesn't have to. For more pro tips, continue watching the channel. Best $100 I ever spent on a tool. So it was only $100. Like it's hot. Sweet. All right, let's look for that little spring. Here it is. It goes from, let me grab my phone too. I'm pretty sure I took a picture of it, but now I know exactly where it is. It's right there. And that's for the parking brake bracket, actually, I'm pretty sure. So, damn, okay. And second time should be the fast time. Almost there. And what you want to do too is the hook kits too work the same way almost as a flathead. Is you put your spring further down the shaft, and when you put it forward over the loop, all you're doing is just bringing the angle from back here to here so that you slide the spring on the shaft of the tool and drop it where you want it. So I could put it very easily back on just by putting it here above me And it takes a couple tries. The tool is a little bit better because you can hook around it. But if I put it up just like that, now the spring's back off. Almost there. iPro.
Safety third.
You just need something to push in and twist. There we go. That's almost there. And I just... There it is. And just in case you're wondering what I'm doing, is on here, it has like a little Maltese cross. And you can see where it sits in the cradle inside of there. This little pin. Donde está aquí? It'll come through here under pressure. And it has a slot to come in, then it twists and it holds it in right there. So all you're trying to do is compress the spring enough to twist it and pull it out that hole. And with an older one that's kind of been sitting for a while, you might need to twist it a lot. And this is not really a part that you ever want to use like WD-40 or penetrating oil on, because if you think about it, would you want to put oil on your brakes? Not something you want to lubricate. So you basically just twist it, and you can use your bare hands sometimes if the rear pin is not seized to make it a little bit easier. So the needle nose, this is really just not exactly a needle nose, but it's the only one I got. You can grab the little semi or half circle tip and twist it in there as you push it in. You can just grab all the components. This one came out a lot cleaner this time. Oh, there's the parking brake right there. And you can just grab it like this. Fun fact, the second time you do something is usually better than the first. And now parking brake, we now know we just push in, twist back, push forward while we twist, and you're just fighting that spring tension right there of the retaining spring. So you just go forward, get it twisted around to there, and then you can get smart and use your hand. Just be careful not to pinch. That's how blood blisters happen. Eventually, you'll find out how it comes out. So remember that time I said about the second time being easier? Not exactly true every time. There it is. And you just grab your 1/2 inch, push, pull, and she's out. You know, everyone likes to soak these things like crazy, and it doesn't really do anything other than make it greasier. Just that little bit's all you need. If you ever have to use an impact on the bolts holding your U-joint to your yoke from the drive shaft, someone done f***ed up. And I'm just gonna leave that there in that context. I also need to put it in neutral. Oh yeah, I should put it back in reverse to hold the drive shaft so I can spin it. Now, some people would do this, and then they get surprised when their hand comes and gets pinched here. Smart people go like this, so that if your wrench loosens, ready for this? It hits the wrench and not your hand.
What fun is that? Busted knuckle garage.
So you don't have the "that's why I love Nestle Crunch" happen.
Nestle Crunch.
You know,
Man, we could roll this thing down Barrett Jackson right now and make all the money and then some.
You see that IROC Z that sold for like 40 grand? Like, I got an 84 Z28, and that's dangerous, man. You're giving me and all the other 80s mullet boys hope.
Exactly.
Our poor financial decision might actually be justifiable to our wives now. See, now I need to keep it, honey.
Uh-huh.
It's worth money.
And that all-original high-output 305.
Oh, 190 horsepower, 224 pounds of torque.
190?
I wonder why I ever got rid of that and put a 350 40 over, making 400 something horse in there instead. And then I wonder why the stock.
Beware of flying shrapnel, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no, don't do that. So what you see is happening there is this is still stuck in there. And if you let these come out, there is 1,000,001 friggin' needle bearings in this bad boy. So what I'm actually going to do is get some tape and put it here so that I don't have to go needle bearing fishing, because you can just do this. And if you want to take a look in there with it upside down so it doesn't go everywhere, if you lose any one of those bad boys, you're not going to have a good time.
No. And we're all about having a good time.
That should be enough to just keep it from going anywhere. Yeah, that ain't the good old dad. That ain't going anywhere. Oh, I hope this exhaust doesn't get too much in the way.
I kind of like it.
We're gonna put some pipes on here. Yeah, I knew they were flow masters. It's too quiet, especially with the cats. So we're getting a whole cat mat or header back exhaust system, and since this is registered in the wonderful free state of Georgia, guess what we don't need to do? Hashtag emissions. Hashtag no cats. Meow.
Yeah. Cat's out of the bag.
What we're doing here now is trying to clamp the brake line in a way that we don't have to worry about all the fluid going everywhere. But the line is very old, so I would not be surprised if we end up having to put a new line after this. I might actually just go get one since it'll be open, you know?
Yep.
Because I can't imagine like a factory line being like $1 bazillion for this thing. Wonder how this is held in here. If it's just, yeah. This is made to go like this. This is probably gonna fail. Just no high hopes for this. We're gonna end up just having to bleed the master, which will be its own adventure. Yeah, that's not gonna. Oh well. We tried. I'll have to just put something underneath it to collect it. These lines. It might just be a 12 mil too, or an 11. Because the 70s was those weird times in the U.S. where they were, for some reason, using metric and standard sizes together.
Well, Chevrolet Chevette was our first all-metric American car. Wasn't it really a Vauxhall something or other?
I think so.
And then we just called it something new.
Just like the Ford GT was really a British car that Shelby just made not suck.
Yes.
That feels a little tighter. Nope. Yeah, I'm not rounding that off. Yeah, because I end up getting a new hose anyways. It's just. It's actually not draining as bad as I thought it would.
Because it's clogged. It ain't working anyway.
No, I think it's because the ass end is so high in the air.
Oh,
like
yeah.
where it's in relation to the cylinder.
That would make sense.
It needs to be publicly shamed. This is your public shaming. If you design the system, I don't like you. I really, really, really don't like you. But that worked.
It was a simpler time, Nate.
Now that I've offended the Trans Am gods, thank you. You still suck. figure out what size these are. There's one. Oh. Fuck. I hope I didn't do that on the other side. Is it better? I've done this so many times, I just know where to put it.
Yep.
Just over the years, so many like F bodies I've worked on. Huh, look, it fits. I don't know what's gonna happen now. I don't know. Okay, that makes sense. Oakley dokleys. And now I can do that and punch that out, I hope. Or, shit, at this point, we can just drop it down and move it over. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna put that one back in. Life is good.
Life is good. Just like we meant to do it.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're meant to do, yeah?
Do you want to tighten it back?
Yeah.
So that we can mean to do that too?
I'm gonna put it in like it's supposed to be. And now I know for the next time I'm borrowing someone's Sawzall and just zapping those things off and we're done with it.
It's a nice
I'll
day.
be ready to grab this because I'm gonna actually take this off because I feel like it's gonna be easier for me to take this off than that and let it come down and you know. Oh, Loki, let's play Get Help. I hate Get Help. Get Help! Very, very carefully. There's that. There's one insulator. Okay. 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 Now for the spicy part where this starts coming.
Part.
This is the spicy part. This isn't like the good spicy either. This is like the cheap Taco Bell on a Tuesday that you regret your life the day after.
Ah.
Oh, shit. I'm probably not gonna wash my car today either.
Nope. Because, you know, this was only supposed to take an hour and a half.
I was supposed to be home by now. I mean, I guess I am still home.
You are.
I'm really glad I bought her that carton chocolates. Alright, you ready?
No.
Oh, shit. No. She's pretty balanced right now, isn't she?
A bit, I think.
We'll do that then. Very, very slowly.
Yeah.
Ever so slowly.
Ever so slowly. And then NASCAR drop it.
Kerplunk. Oh shit, I don't think this one's very much lined up. Alright, let's give her a shot.
Come on. Is the other side lined up?
Yeah. Oh shit, hold up.
We're on something.
Yep, I know exactly what we're on to.
Sway bar?
Yep. Alright. Try again. That shock tower is gonna come, that spring's gonna come down too with it.
It should, right?
With enough weight, yeah. Is it not?
No, it's happy right where it is.
Alright, keep it there. The rear bushings are probably just...
There we go.
Ah, shaboopy!
Ah, shabuki.
Alright, that's
Coming down.
ever so carefully. All right, yeah, bring her on down.
I feel like Sandlot when he's got that erector set trying to go after the ball with the dog.
Oh God. You know, we can just let one side go down, and then we can just like worry about the other.
Oh, the other side's just gonna fall.
That's fine.
No, it's on the sway bar. It won't fall. This ain't gonna work.
Uh-oh. This is fine. This is fine. Just get some pressure under there.
Yep. Okay.
Here we go.
Here we
I'm
go.
balancing it myself.
Yeah,
We're
look
good.
at
Just bring
this.
it down.
Teeter-totter specialist. Oh, we're not lined up on that side.
Don't worry, I can make it
rotate
line up.
slightly? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh.
That's fine. That's fine. Gravity's a bitch.
It's a boy.